morning students, welcome to online teaching class. We have already learnt about algebraic expressions. Today we are going to learn about polynomials. What is a polynomial? A polynomial is also an expression, but a slight difference between an expression and a polynomial. In an expression, the degrees of the term should be either positive or negative. But in a polynomial, the degrees of the terms should be non-negative integers. That means, suppose if we take an example, x square plus 4x plus 7. It contains totally 3 terms. It is an expression. Once observe the degrees of these terms. The degree of the first term is 2. The degree of the second term is 1. And the degree of the last term, that means it is a non-zero constant. The degree of the non-zero constant is always 0. So here the degrees are 2, 1 and 0. So these are non-negative integers. So it is called as a polynomial. One more example. X to the power of minus 2 plus 4x plus 3. What are the degrees of the terms in this expression? The degree of the first term is minus 2. Here exponent is 1 and here degree is 0. If you observe here 1 comma 0, these two are non-negative integers, but it is a negative integer. So it is not a polynomial. But in an expression, you can take the degrees of the terms are either positive or negative. It is an expression, but not a polynomial. So once again, what is the definition of a polynomial? That all the terms of an expression having non-negative integral powers, such expression is called as a polynomial. So there are different kinds of polynomials depending upon the degree of the polynomial. And the first one is constant polynomial. Constant polynomial. What is a constant polynomial? If the degree of the polynomial is 0, such polynomial is called as constant polynomial. For example, I am writing examples also here. All numbers except 0, because we cannot determine the degree of 0. Before the class, I explained already how to find the degree of non-zero constants. I clearly told the non-zero constant because degree of 0 is not determined. We cannot determine the degree of 0. Okay, so the first type is constant polynomial. If the degree of the polynomial is 0, such polynomial is called as a constant polynomial. Examples you can take all the constants. And second one is linear polynomial. Linear polynomial. If the degree of the polynomial is 1, such polynomial is called as a linear polynomial. For example, 4x plus 5. What is the degree of this polynomial? Here degree of the polynomial is 1. I am writing the general forms also. Not only 4x plus 5, you can take 2x. 2x is also a linear polynomial. The general form is ax plus b, where a should be not equals to 0. Why are we taking a is not equals to 0? If we take a is equals to 0, then 0 into x becomes 0. 0 plus b, that is equals to b. What is b? B is a constant. So if we take a is equals to 0, then the linear polynomial becomes as a constant polynomial. While writing the general forms of polynomials, you should remember this precaution. This is very, very important point. And third one is quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. What is quadratic polynomial? If the degree of the polynomial is 2, such polynomial is called as a quadratic polynomial. For example, x square, 2x square plus 5x plus 7, 3x square plus 7. These all are examples of quadratic polynomial. This quadratic polynomial contains at most 3 terms. If you take these 3 terms, we can give a general form, that is ax square plus bx plus c, where a is not equals to 0. Why are you taking a is not equals to 0? If you take a is equal to 0, this term becomes 0. Then it changes as bx plus c. Bx plus c is the general form of a linear polynomial. So if you take a is equals to 0, this quadratic polynomial becomes linear polynomials. So while writing quadratic polynomial, the x square coefficient should not be equals to 0. And the fourth one is cubic polynomial. Cubic polynomial. If the degree of the polynomial is 3, such polynomial is called as cubic polynomial. Examples are x cube, 2x cube plus 7, 2x cube plus x square, 2x cube plus x square plus 4x, 2x cube plus x square plus 4x plus 8. So like this you can give examples of cubic polynomials. Now the general form of cubic polynomial is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a is not equals to 0. And the fifth one is biquadratic polynomial. Biquadratic polynomial. What is biquadratic polynomial? If the degree of the polynomial is 4, such polynomial is called as a biquadratic polynomial. For example, x to the power of 4 plus 5x square plus 7. Its general form is ax to the power of 4 plus bx cube plus ex square plus dx plus e, where a is not equals to 0. Okay, these are the different types of polynomials depending upon their degrees. Like this you can write the general forms of 5th degree polynomial, 6th degree polynomial, 7th degree polynomial, and so on, 10th degree polynomial. Now I am writing, if the degree of the polynomial is n, such polynomial is called as nth degree polynomial. Nth degree polynomial. Now what is the general form of nth degree polynomial? The general form of nth degree polynomial is a0 x to the power of n. If you observe here, the exponents are consequently decreasing. So if I start with n, because it is nth degree polynomial, so the degree begins with n. And next one is a1 x to the power of n minus 1 plus a2 x to the power of n minus 2 plus and so on. And the last term is always constant. I am taking that one as an. So where a0 is not equals to 0. So it is the standard form of nth degree polynomial. Okay children, what is a polynomial? Once again, if all the terms of an expression are having non-negative integral powers, such expression is called as a polynomial. These are the different types of polynomials depending upon their degree of the terms, degree of the polynomial. If the degree of the polynomial is 0, such polynomial is called as a constant polynomial. Degree is 1, linear polynomial. Degree is 2, quadratic polynomial. Degree is 3, cubic polynomial. Degree is 4, biquadratic polynomial. Degree is n, nth degree polynomial. The most important concept is general forms. General forms are very important. The general form of linear polynomial is ax plus b, where a is not equals to 0. General form of quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c, where a is not equals to 0. General form of cubic polynomial is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a is not equals to 0. General form of nth degree polynomial a0 x to the power of n plus a1 x to the power of n minus 1 plus a2 x to the power of n minus 2 plus and so on plus an, where a0 is not equals to 0. Again, I am asking small question, why are you taking a0 is not equals to 0? If you take a0 is equal to 0, what happens? If you take a0 is equals to 0, then this term becomes 0. Then degree of the polynomial changes as n minus 1. But what I am asking nth degree polynomial, so that the coefficient of x to the power of n should not be equals to 0. Right. Next one, we are going to discuss zero polynomial. Zero polynomial. Zero polynomial. What is the zero polynomial? Suppose take one polynomial. Generally, polynomial is denoted by either p of x or f of x or g of x. You can take any alphabet here. What is the meaning of p of x? P of x is a polynomial with variable x. Polynomial with variable x. I take one example. A0 x to the power of n plus a1 x to the power of n minus 1 plus a2 x to the power of n minus 2 plus and so on an. It is a polynomial having nth degree. What are the coefficients here? The coefficient of first term is a0. Coefficient of second term is a1. Coefficient of third term is a2. And it is constant. Now, how do you define a zero polynomial? If the values of the coefficients of a polynomial are equal to 0, such polynomial is called as zero polynomial. That means if a0, a1, a2 and so on an, these all values are equal to 0. a0 is equals to 0, a1 is equal to 0, a2 is equal to 0 and an is equals to 0, then the polynomial is called as zero polynomial. Zero polynomial. If all the coefficients of a polynomial are equal to 0, such polynomial is called as a zero polynomial. So I am asking a small question, tell me, this is very important question in competitive examinations. What is the degree of zero polynomial? What is the degree of zero polynomial? Can you define the degree of zero polynomial? Degree of zero polynomial means here, zero polynomial means the value of the polynomial here 0, total value becomes 0. Can you define the degree of 0? We cannot determine degree of 0 because 0 can be written as 0 into x power 0, 0 into x power 1, 0 into x square, 0 into x cube, 0 into x power 4. These are the degrees. Which one do you take as degree? We cannot determine. So, degree of a zero polynomial is not defined. So, this point is very important in competitive examinations. So, what is the degree of zero polynomial? The degree of zero polynomial is not defined. Next concept is zero of a polynomial. Zero of a polynomial. Most of the students make it a small dot, zero polynomial and zero of a polynomial. Are they same children? There is a slight difference between zero polynomial and zero of a polynomial. What is zero polynomial? If all the coefficients of the terms of a polynomial are equal to 0, such polynomial is called as zero polynomial. Now what is zero of a polynomial? Suppose take a small example, p of x is equals to 2x x plus 5. P of x is equals to x plus 5. Now what is zero of this polynomial? So I am telling the definition of zero of a polynomial. For what value of the variable, the value of the polynomial becomes 0. For what value of the variable? The value of the polynomial becomes 0. Such value of the variable is called as zero of a polynomial. Here I am taking x is equals to minus 5. If we replace x is equal to minus 5 plus 5, that is equals to 0. So, if x is equals to minus 5, then the value of the polynomial x plus 5 becomes 0. So, the 0 of the polynomial x plus 5 is minus 5. So, once again, the definition of what value of the variable, the value of the polynomial becomes 0. Such value of the polynomial is called as zero of a polynomial. One more example I am giving. One more polynomial p of x is equals to x minus 7. What is its zero of a polynomial? If we replace x is equals to 7, then you get 7 minus 7 is equals to 0. So if x is equals to 7, the value of the polynomial becomes 0. Therefore, 7 is the zero of a polynomial. 0 of a polynomial x minus 7. Okay, so like this small problems very easy to identify the 0 of a polynomial. Now I am giving one more example. What is the 0 of the polynomial p of x is equals to ax plus b? In this example, I am not giving any numbers. Here the coefficients are variables. Now how do you find its 0 of a polynomial? According to 0 of a polynomial, for what value of the variable, the value of the polynomial becomes 0, such value of the variable is called as 0 of a polynomial. So, I am telling a shortcut, children. Before finding 0 of a polynomial, you should equate ax plus b, the given polynomial, to 0. If you equate ax plus b is equal to 0, then our target is to find the value of x. Now apply transposition, transpose plus b to RHS, then it changes as minus b. Then x is equals to, here a is multiplying, it divides other side, minus b by a. So this minus b by a is the 0 of the polynomial ax plus b. Is it correct? For that I am checking my answer is correct or not. Replace this value in p of x. So p of minus b by a, that is equals to a into minus b by a plus b. A get cancelled. 1 into minus b plus b. Minus b plus b, that is equals to 0. So if we take x is equals to minus b by a, the value of the polynomial is 0. So this minus b by a is called as 0 of the polynomial. So what is the 0 of the polynomial x plus b? That is equals to minus b by a. Okay. If you apply this concept, if you do like this, then you get easily 0 of a polynomial. One more example, find the 0 of the polynomial 4x minus 5. So your answer begins with 4x minus 5 is equals to 0. 4x is equals to, after transposition, minus 5 changes as plus 5. Then x is equals to 5 by 4. Therefore 0 of the polynomial is, 0 of the polynomial 4x minus 5 is 5 by 4. So like this you can find 0 of a polynomial, 0 of different kinds of polynomial. Here there is a difference between 0 polynomial and 0 of a polynomial. Both are not different. 0 polynomial means if all the ax square plus bx plus c. When does it become a 0 polynomial? If a is equal to b is equal to c is equal to 0. All the coefficients are equal to 0. Ax plus b. When does it become 0 polynomial? When a is equal to 0, b is equal to 0. Now, what is 0 of the polynomial? The 0 of the polynomial of ax plus b is ax plus b is equal to 0, ax is equal to minus b, x is equal to minus b. So, for x is equal to minus b by a, the value of ax plus b is 0. So that minus b by a is the 0 of the polynomial ax plus b. So, like this you can find 0 of the polynomials. Now, next concept is how many zeros are there for different kinds of polynomials. In the first one I am taking linear polynomials. Linear polynomial. How many zeros does a linear polynomial has? Suppose take one linear polynomial x plus 7. How many zeros does it has? It has only one zero. What is it? So x plus 7 is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 7. So the 0 of x plus 7 is minus 7. So how many zeros does a linear polynomial has? A linear polynomial has always only one zero. A linear polynomial has always only one zero. And next one more example. Now take second concept is quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. How many zeros are there for a quadratic polynomial? I am taking different kinds of polynomials. First one is p of x is equal to x square. How many? It is a quadratic polynomial because its degree is 2. How many zeros are there for this quadratic polynomial? So it has only one zero because if you equate x square to 0, only x is equal to 0 satisfied because 0 square is equals to 0. So it has only, in the first case, it has only 1 0. I am taking one more example. P of x is equals to x square minus 4x. X square minus 4x. So x square minus 4x, that is equal to 0. How do you find zeros? Before finding zeros of any polynomial, first you should remember one important point, that is, first check whether any variable is common in all the terms or not. Why? Because if there is any variable is common in all the terms, it gives one separate 0. So in this example, x is common. If we take x as common here, then the remaining values are x minus 4. When does AB become 0? Either A is equal to 0, 0 into B 0, or B is equal to 0, 0 into A 0, or A is equal to 0, comma B is equals to 0. In these three cases, AB becomes 0. Now apply the same concept here, that is x into x minus 4 is equal to 0, then x is equal to 0, or x minus 4 is equals to 0. That is equal to x is equals to 4. So in this case, this polynomial has 2 zeros. And third one is p of x is equals to x square plus 4. So x square plus 4 is equals to 0, x square is equal to minus 4, then x is equals to square root of minus 4. Square root of minus 4, it is an imaginary number. You know already the value of square root of 4. Square root of 4 is plus or minus 2. It is not square root of 4, it is square root of minus 4. What is square root of minus 4? Square roots of negative numbers are called imaginary numbers. Its value is plus or minus 2i. That means it has no real roots. So in these three cases, these quadratic polynomials are having different types of zeros. In the first case, it has only 1 0. Second case, it has 2 zeros. But in the third case, it has no real zeros. No real zeros. So from this, what do you notice? Different types of quadratic polynomials are having different kinds of zeros. So quadratic polynomial, finally we conclude that quadratic polynomial has at most 2 zeros. Quadratic polynomial has at most 2 zeros. Quadratic polynomial has at most 2 zeros. Similarly, cubic polynomial has at most 3 zeros. For example, cubic polynomial, I am taking different types of examples. P of x is equal to x cube. How many zeros does it has? It has only 1 0. X cube is equal to 0. Then x is equal to 0. 1 0. One more example, x cube minus x square. X cube minus x square is equal to 0. So you can take maximum x square as common because x cube can be written as x square into x, and it is x square can be written as x square into 1. So if you take x square as common, remaining terms are x minus 1. Now take x square is equal to 0 or x minus 1 is equal to 0. So x square is equal to 0 means x value is 0 because 0 square is equals to 0 or x is equals to 1. So in the second example it has 2 zeros. And the third example, p of x is equals to x cube minus x. So x cube minus x is equal to 0. If you take x as common, x square minus 1. So again x is equal to 0 or x square minus 1 is equal to 0. X square is equal to 1. X is equal to root 1, that is equal to plus or minus 1. In the third case, it has 3 zeros, 0, 1, minus 1. So finally, here also we conclude that the cubic polynomial has at most 3 zeros. Like this, in different cases, different types of polynomial has different zeros. At most 3 zeros means it has 3 zeros or less than 3 zeros. Suppose the degree of the polynomial is n. How many zeros does it has? It has at most n zeros. It has at most n zeros. So this is about zeros of a polynomials. Next.
చిల్డ్రన్, మీరు చాలా ఆసక్తిగా చూస్తున్నారు ఈ పాలినామిల్స్ టాపిక్. ఇది 8th క్లాస్ 9th క్లాస్కి వెళ్తున్న వారికి ఐఐటి ఫౌండేషన్లో మీరందరూ నేర్చుకుంటున్నారు. ఈ 10th క్లాస్లోని ఒక ఇంపార్టెంట్ టాపిక్ 10th క్లాస్ మనకి రేపు ఎగ్జామ్స్ రాస్తున్నప్పుడు ఇది మీకు చాలా బాగుపడుతుంది. దాంతోపాటు మన ఇంటర్మీడియట్లోని మ్యాథ్స్లో చాలా మంచి మార్కులు తెచ్చుకోవడానికి ఉపయోగపడే టాపిక్ ఇది. సో అందుకే దీన్ని ఐఐటి ఫౌండేషన్ ప్రత్యేకంగా తీసుకోవడం జరిగింది. సో ఇంకా మరింత మీరు ఇంట్రెస్ట్గాని ఈ టాపిక్ కంటిన్యూ చేయండి.
Next one, there is an important term for quadratic polynomial. So I told already the general form of a quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c. Before that, I am giving a small example. If we take p of x is equals to x square minus 4x plus 3. Find the zeros of this polynomial. Find the zeros of p of x is equal to x square minus 4x plus 3. I told already how to proceed. So the beginning step is x square minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now how do you find the zeros of this quadratic polynomial? How do you find? By doing factorization. By doing factorization. How do you factorize? This minus 4x split into sum of two terms. Okay. Before that, this x square plus x plus a into x plus b can be written as x square plus a plus b into x plus ab. According to this concept, we can split it. That means a into b must be equal to the constant and a plus b should be equal to the middle term. So this 3 can be written as minus 1 into minus 3. Minus 1 into minus 3 is equal to 3. Minus 1 plus minus 3 is equal to minus 4. So this minus 4x can be split into x square minus 1x minus 3x plus 3, that is equal to 0. So if you take x as common here, x minus 1 comes. In these two, what do you take as common? You can take minus 3 as common. Minus 3 into x minus 1, that is equal to 0. So again x minus 1 as common, x minus 1 into x minus 3, that is equal to 0. So x minus 1 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 is equal to 0. X is equal to 1 or x is equal to 3. So the zeros of x square minus 4x plus 3 are 1 or 3. If you replace x is equal to 1, you get the value 0. If you replace x is equal to 3, then you get the value is 0. Okay. Now the present concept is this is the way how to find zeros of a quadratic polynomial. The next concept is two zeros are given. You should find a quadratic polynomial. Zeros of the polynomial are 1, 3. Zeros of the polynomial are 1, 3. Now how do you find quadratic polynomial? How do you find quadratic polynomial? Just you should multiply. What are you should take x minus 1 into x minus 3. Then you get x square minus 4x plus 3. Suppose x is equal to 5, x is equal to 7. 5, 7 are zeros of a quadratic polynomial. What is the quadratic polynomial? X minus 5 into x minus 7. I am applying same concept. If the zeros are 1, 3, x minus 1 into x minus 3, then it gives x square minus 4x plus 3. If the zeros are 5 and 7, then the quadratic polynomial is x minus 5 into x minus 7. Suppose the zeros are 4 and 6. What is the quadratic polynomial? X minus 4 into x minus 6. It gives the quadratic polynomial. If the zeros are minus 1, minus 5, then tell me anybody what is the quadratic polynomial? Then the quadratic polynomial is if the zeros are positive, here minus comes. If the zeros are negative, what comes here? X plus 1 into x plus 5. Like this, you can find quadratic polynomial when the zeros are given. Now I am deriving a general formula for finding quadratic polynomial when the zeros are given. Generally we take the zeros are alpha and beta. Alpha comma beta are the zeros of a quadratic polynomial. Then the quadratic polynomial is x minus alpha into x minus beta. X minus alpha into x minus beta. So here, so this x minus alpha into x minus beta gives a quadratic polynomial. If we take the quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c, then its value is equals to ax square plus bx plus c is equal to x minus alpha into x minus beta. Where what are alpha beta? Alpha comma beta are the zeros of a quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, now if you simplify, then you get one more relation. Now we derive the relation between zeros and a coefficients. Here we take some constant also. So if alpha comma beta are the zeros of a quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c, then it can be written as ax square plus bx plus c is equals to x minus alpha into x minus beta. So for our convenience, here sometimes you may get some fraction also. For removing the denominator, you may take some constant. Why are you taking this constant? One see here, your x square coefficient is a, but if you multiply here x into x square comes. There is no coefficient of x square, just one is there, but here a is there now. For that we are taking some constant k here, but comparing both sides. So ax square plus bx plus c is equals to k into, now multiply these two. X into x, x square, x into minus beta x, minus alpha into x, minus alpha x, minus alpha into minus into minus plus, alpha into beta, alpha beta. So that implies ax square plus bx plus c is equals to k into x square. In these two, we can take x as common and minus also as common. So minus x we take as common, then you get alpha plus beta plus alpha beta. One see, is it same or not? X square minus alpha into x minus alpha x minus beta into x minus beta x plus alpha beta. Now ax square plus bx plus c is equals to, now multiply with k into x square minus k into alpha plus beta into x plus k into alpha beta. Okay, both sides both are quadratic polynomials. Now comparing coefficients. Here what is x square coefficient? A. Here what is x square coefficient? K. Therefore k is equals to a. And next one, here x coefficient is b. Here x coefficient is minus k into alpha plus beta. So this time I am comparing coefficients of x. So minus k into alpha plus beta, that is equals to, here x coefficient is b. So already you got the value of k. What is k value? A. Replace here. So minus a into alpha plus beta is equals to b. Then alpha plus beta is equals to b by minus a. It can be written as alpha plus beta is equals to minus of b by a. Minus of b by a. And comparing constants now. Here constant is c. Here constant is k into alpha beta. So k into alpha beta is equals to c. Already got the value of k. A into alpha beta is equal to c. Therefore alpha beta is equals to c by a. So here, what is alpha plus beta? What is alpha beta? So from the beginning, we have taken alpha comma beta are the roots of ax square plus bx plus c. Now alpha plus beta is the sum of the zeros of this quadratic polynomial. Alpha beta is the product of the zeros of this quadratic polynomial. So here, three important points we have learned. The first one is, if alpha comma beta are the zeros of a quadratic polynomial, then the quadratic polynomial is k into x minus alpha into x minus beta. If you modify it, you can remember as k into x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. For solving problems, you can use either this formula or this formula. Both are same. If you multiply this one, you get it. Already we derived here. Okay. So what is the use of this formula? This formula is useful to find the quadratic polynomial when zeros are given. If alpha comma beta are the zeros, then the quadratic polynomial is k into x square minus of alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. And next, two more important concepts, sum of the zeros and product of the zeros. Sum of the zeros alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, and product of the zeros alpha beta is equal to c by a. I am giving a small question. Suppose one polynomial is given p of x is equal to x square minus 4x plus 3. Find the sum of the zeros. Find the product of the zeros. Before learning this concept, the student will do like this. They equate to 0 and first they find the zeros of this polynomial by using factorization. X square minus 1x minus 3x plus 3 is equal to 0. X into x minus 1 minus 3 into x minus 1 is equal to 0. So x minus 1 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. X is equal to 1 or x is equal to 3. So first 0 alpha is equal to 1 and second 0 beta is equal to 3. So sum of the zeros means 1 plus 3, that is equal to 4, and the product of the zeros 1 into 3, that is equal to 3. So this is a long process. The simplest process is sum of the zeros is minus b by a and product of the zeros is c by a. So minus b by a. What is a value? 1, b value minus 4 and c value 3. Compare this polynomial with ax square plus bx plus c. So a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 4 and c is equal to 3. So replace this way, minus b value minus 4, minus of minus 4 by 1. So 4. 1 plus 3, that is equals to 4. And the product of the zero c by a, that is equal to c by a 3 by 1, that is equal to 3. 1 into 3, that is equal to 3. So no need to do this much of process. Simply you can find sum of the zeros and product of the zeros by using alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. So this is the derivation of how to find sum of the zeros and product of the zeros by taking the general forms. So this is about quadratic polynomial. So once again I am asking two questions. Tell me children. First one is, if alpha comma beta are the zeros of a quadratic polynomial, then the quadratic polynomial is k into x minus alpha and x minus beta, that is equal to k into x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. And next one, what is the relation between zeros and coefficients? Alpha plus beta sum of the zeros is equals to minus b by a, alpha beta product of the zeros is equals to c by a. Okay, this is about quadratic polynomial. Same concept, this time I am taking one cubic polynomial p of x is equals to ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. So I am telling again the derivation of the relationship between zeros and coefficients of a cubic polynomial. So I am taking one cubic polynomial ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. It has three zeros, at most 3 zeros. I am taking these 3 zeros are alpha, beta and gamma. If alpha, beta, gamma are the zeros of a cubic polynomial, then the cubic polynomial is k into x minus alpha into x minus beta into x minus gamma. It is alpha, beta, gamma. Okay, so this k into x minus alpha into x minus beta into x minus gamma, it is equal to, I am taking cubic polynomial ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. Why are you taking k? Left side the coefficient of x cube is a, but right side coefficient of x cube, x into x cube, its coefficient is 1. So for equating both sides, I am taking one constant k. Okay, that is our convenience. We are taking this constant k. So that is equal to again multiply these three. So k into x cube minus gamma x square minus beta x square plus beta gamma x minus alpha x square plus alpha gamma x plus alpha beta x minus alpha beta gamma. So that is equal to k into x cube. So it is minus gamma x square minus beta x square minus alpha x square. If you take minus x square as common, then you get alpha plus beta plus gamma. We are taking minus as common. Then what comes here? Alpha plus beta plus gamma. Check once. Minus alpha into x square minus alpha x square minus beta into x square minus beta x square minus gamma into x square minus gamma x square. And from these terms we can take plus xs square. Then we get alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha sequence minus alpha beta gamma. This time multiply with k into x cube minus k into alpha plus beta plus gamma into x square plus k into alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha into x minus k into alpha beta gamma. Now comparing both sides coefficients ax cube plus bx square plus ax plus. I am comparing x cube coefficients k is equal to a. This is first one. Comparing x square coefficients, here x square coefficient is b, here x square coefficient is minus k into alpha plus beta plus gamma, that is equal to b. K value already here in minus a into alpha plus beta plus gamma, that is equal to b. So alpha plus beta plus gamma is equals to b by minus a. It can be written as alpha plus beta plus gamma is equals to minus b by a. And next one, third one is comparing coefficients of x. K into alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha, that is equal to, the x coefficient is this one, here x coefficient is c. So k value is already a into alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equal to c. So alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equal to c by a. And the last one is comparing the constants minus k into alpha beta gamma, that is even a constant is d. So minus a into alpha beta gamma is equals to d. Alpha beta gamma is equal to minus d by minus a. So alpha beta gamma is equals to minus d by a. So if alpha beta gamma are the zeros of a cubic polynomial, then the cubic polynomial is k into x minus alpha into x minus beta into x minus gamma. We can find cubic polynomial when the zeros are given by using this formula. By using this formula or modifying formula, this one also. Both are same. And what are these? These are the relationship between zeros and coefficients. Coefficients of a cubic polynomial. Alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to minus b by a. Alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equal to c by a. And alpha beta gamma is equals to minus d by a. Okay. So what we have learned today? In this class we have learned what is a polynomial and what are the types of polynomials, what is zero of a polynomial, what is zero polynomial, and different types of polynomials having different kinds of zeros. Linear polynomial has only one zero, quadratic polynomial has at most two zeros, cubic polynomial has at most three zeros, nth degree polynomial has at most n zeros. And also how to find zeros, that one also we have learned. And next one is how to find quadratic polynomial when zeros are given. If alpha comma beta are the zeros of a quadratic polynomial, then the quadratic polynomial is k into x minus alpha into x minus beta. It can be written as k into x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. By using this formula, we can find a quadratic polynomial. And next one, relationship between zeros and coefficients of quadratic polynomial. Alpha plus beta is equals to minus b by a. Alpha beta is equals to c by a. This is entirely about a quadratic polynomial. Alpha plus beta means sum of the zeros. Alpha beta means product of the zeros. Sum of the zeros of a quadratic polynomial is minus b by a, and product of the zeros of a quadratic polynomial is c by a. If it is cubic polynomial, alpha, beta, gamma are the zeros of a cubic polynomial, then the cubic polynomial is k into x minus alpha into x minus beta into x minus gamma. If you modify it, k into x cube minus alpha plus beta plus gamma into x square plus alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha into x minus alpha beta gamma. Here relationship between zeros and coefficients are alpha plus beta plus gamma is equals to minus b by a. Alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equals to c by a, and alpha beta gamma is equals to minus b by a. So these are the important concepts about quadratic polynomial and cubic polynomial. So in the coming class, we will discuss problems which are related to quadratic polynomial and cubic polynomial. Thank you very much.